back. You're listening to Rachael, Darby, and my lovely co-host,
Clare Evans.
Hello. Very sorry.
I'm really, really sorry about that.
I'm really sorry. I don't want to talk about it. Right. So yes. So Claire. So for you locking back in, we are GC UK South East Paranormal Investigations. You can catch us live every Tuesday, 9 PM until 9:45. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and also Spreaker. So make sure you download the app, follow us, and you can find us live. Nothing is ever rehearsed. Nothing ever goes to plan. What you see is what you get. So. Claire was saying earlier, you gave me a call. You changed tonight's complete show.
I did.
So, Claire, I'm going to hand over to you.
Well, what can I say? I phoned you and I said, I'm so sorry, I pressed another button. Don't touch them buttons.
No, don't touch them buttons.
I'm really sorry about
Seriously.
that.
Turn our microphones off.
I do all sorts when I'm pressing buttons. I phoned you and I wanted this evening to be about witches.
Yes. Now I'm quite excited about this, to be honest with you.
Well, I think the reason I wanted to was because the new Blair Witch has just come out.
Has it?
Well, I don't know if it's out yet, but I've watched it.
Okay. Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that when you popped over to America? So was it any good?
You're so funny. Yeah, no, it was. It was really good.
You'd understand.
It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it anything like the first one?
No, it's just where they found the it's the brother of the girl who had, if you've seen it, stood in the corner and then got knocked to the floor and her camera was left there, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that's how the film ended.
Yes.
And
Wow. Okay, so that's prompted you. That's prompted you for tonight's show.
Yes, because it rather interests me.
Right.
And there's a question that I've been dying to ask you since I found out today that I wanted to do the show on witches.
Okay.
How do you feel when people call you the Good Witch?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, I do. I like it. It's nothing sinister. It's nothing nasty. Just because they're witches, it doesn't mean that they're haggard old hags that do horrible, nasty things. So, no, and I am actually really, really interested in witches. Check out our Facebook, or check out their Facebook as well, Witchy Ways. The ladies at Witchy Ways. I like seeing them at the spiritual fairs that we do because I get to speak to them because they're so busy and we're busy and there just isn't enough hours in the day. So, but I bought a broomstick.
I know you did.
I love my
I
broomstick.
think our listeners know you did.
I love my broomstick. I actually want to start, because it's October, I want to start carrying it about, but no, I won't.
I think you
I'm
should.
under too much
I'll
stress. I'll
encourage
use it as a weapon.
You probably would.
But can I just say, I got home from the school run today, and I know this is really off subject, but it's about my broomstick. So Jamie's been asking, is it okay to go out and fly? Because he honestly believes that the broomstick flies.
That's good. Don't let that imagination die.
No, I won't. But it doesn't help when he's trying to put Marshall on the back. Now, if you don't know who Marshall is, if you're on my Facebook, you will.
Oh, yeah, you will.
It's like I've like, you know, when everyone's had when you've had a new baby and you're like, oh look, you take every photo of every, everything that they do. Well, yeah, that's me with a 10-week-old Maine Coon fur baby.
And
kitten.
tagging everyone in it.
Tagging everyone.
Especially me.
Oh, you and Amanda. Well, you're Auntie Claire and Auntie Amanda.
Yeah, well, I'm not liking cats at the moment. I very much love my dog. Very grateful for my dog.
Yeah.
My dog that likes to eat cats.
Ah.
Anyway, let's not go off subject.
That's a bit cruel. It's very cute.
Listen, there's a hidden message. Anyway,
so
back
yeah,
to witches.
he was like been putting Jamie on the back, and when I come home from the school run, no, sorry, just quickly, I've got to tell you,
go on, crack
when
on.
where it is at the moment, Marshall has pulled it onto the landing, like downstairs in front of the front door, and was sitting actually on the back of it. It was really quite cute, but I had my hands full and couldn't actually take a picture.
Well, that's a bit inconvenient.
But yes, but witches, no, I do not have a problem whatsoever with being called a good witch, because I wouldn't class myself a witch. I certainly would not. I'm interested in it, and I know that John, you know, we all have a laugh and we all have a joke and all the rest of it. But what is a witch?
Exactly. What is a witch? Because when you say the word witch, straight away people turn around and think pointy nose, warts on the face,
Yep.
green hair. You instantly think of the Wizard of Oz. That is your typical witch looking.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm the blonde
films...
one out of what's that film? Come little children, I'll take thee away. What's it called? If Amanda was here, Amanda would know.
Well, you're just concerning me right now.
Hocus Pocus.
Oh my God, yes!
Yeah, oh my God.
Why did I not even know that? I love that film.
I'm the blonde one out of that.
Yeah,
She hasn't got a pointy nose and...
No, I'm the ginger one. I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
She's not.
But that is instantly what you think of.
Yep.
That is the vision
Dark.
that children are given.
Poison, sort of...
Pointy fingers,
Yep.
black clothes.
Yep.
Why is that?
But that is, I believe, it's storybooks. It's society. You can get bad witches, but what's
Yeah,
they
but does that
actually
mean
bad?
that they-
Because they used to hang the witches, and especially just down the road from us right now in Canooden.
Yep.
You know, you've got on the corner where they used to hang them and drown them and all sorts.
Yeah, you have, and that lake's still there, isn't it?
Yeah. They, if anything, they done good. But because, you know, they used herbal remedies, you know, they didn't always sort of, they're not sort of known, like, they don't use frog's legs and, you know, things. I don't know if they do. See, I'm interested, but I'm a total amateur to it all. So you did really totally throw me tonight. But I like the fact of it's all home remedies. And what do? I when the kids are ill, I have my little quirky things that I do, and touch wood, thankfully it works. You know, that's what's led me sort of to look into sort of paganism and witches and...
Well, the only way that they would sacrifice, I say sacrifice, it's a nicer word than murder, the witches. No, they would murder the witches back in the very, very old days.
Yeah. And if Amanda was here, she'd have a date.
But the only reason that they would think that they're witches is because them people was interested in witchcraft. So when you stop and think about it, if we lived 100, 200, 300 years ago...
God, we'd be dead.
We'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, I definitely would be.
You 110% would be.
I don't quite know how to take that.
Again, hidden message, No, I'm joking.
Oh.
No, but we would be, because we would be considered witches.
Definitely. And what we're doing, you know, there's some, and I know it goes a bit off track, but even in this day and age, you have, you do have a religion that believes what I do, and other people, for instance, Mark as well, you know, and Mike and Jason, we're doing the work of the devil.
Yeah.
Because they are influencing us, and I don't really sort of understand. I've had conversations about it and I don't understand it fully, and that's not what the show's about. We're talking about witches. But you saying about us being KO'd.
Yeah. We would.
Yeah, we totally would. But I don't think it was fair how they had the witch trials and all things like that.
No, it wasn't, because it wouldn't be anything particular.
It was fear I believe,
in
was
the
fear.
communities.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
It was in the... What's the chat room saying? What do you guys think? I do believe that it's fear that, you know, sort of led people. You think today, you know, you have fear and you have people that poo-poo it and they're the bad ones, but then you've got hierarchy who are looking after you and looking after, you know, your best interests and everything. They're, you know, they're sort of saying that it is, you know, you have to feel fear and, you know, da-da-da. And that's what happened back then. If the likes of you and me were up on trial, then you would have someone, I don't know, like our local MP, scaremongering everybody else, saying how bad people we are and that we're doing work of the devil and, you know, this and that, and you shouldn't trust us because we're using our home remedies, and instead of using, and I'm really going into it now, but instead of using the government and their remedies, because that's what lines everything, and I will say it, there's that big controversy about cannabis oil and things like that. Why? And people, big thing, why won't they legalise it? Because the likes of you and me, Claire, we could grow it, but they can control the medication. No, but that's how it was. And back in the day, they used home remedies, but because they couldn't back then govern it, so that's what I truly believe. And I know that Mike's going to be rolling his eyes going, she's going deep. I'm not, and I will stop there. But you think we have all that in today's society?
We do.
Well, you look at the homeopath. Is it the homeopath shops and things like that?
Yeah.
They would be classed as witches, so therefore people fear them, and even to this day, people do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People, you don't see them.
You don't see them hung and drowned.
No, but I do totally understand where you're coming from, because it is just controversy. It's scaring because they don't understand it, and as you say, I think that is half the problem, because nobody understands it.
No.
So back then, even more, if people were seen making lotions and potions in their kitchen, straight away witch. And if somebody was trying to do what we do, like when we do, like when you, like when John will sit there and meditate.
Yes.
And he would then be seen as a witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you hear of many men witches?
I have to say, I have actually got a couple, and if you'd given me a bit more notice, and if I wasn't so violated on my laptop, we could have got them on.
Really?
Yes.
Now, I would have been interested.
I know a male witch, and I know a male wizard.
See, that leads me on, just popped into my head really quickly, that just leads me on to voodoo.
What does?
What the fact that you don't really hear of male witches, so is it? I've always heard that it's the males that do the voodoo. I've
never heard that, to be honest with you. And the two gentlemen I'm actually thinking of are, and they've been on my Facebook for years. They are lovely.
Oh yeah.
Lovely people, and are doing exactly the same thing as. They're doing exactly the same thing as what the female witches that I know do.
But this is what I'm saying. Back then, is that the way it would have been?
Do you know what? I don't know.
Because you'd never ever read in stories about men witches.
It's always
assumed a woman witch. And that's what I'm saying. When I read stories about voodoo, most of the stories I've read are all men doing the voodoo. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's weird how they're portrayed.
Oh yeah.
Because that's all it is. You're just, if you read something, you're just taking in. It says either she's a witch. Do you know what I mean? He is a witch. She is a vampire. It's all.
But you always have male wizards.
Exactly. This is my point. Exactly.
So are they the male witches?
I don't. This is what I'm trying to say.
See,
you just don't
men
know.
back then were at a much higher level than us
they
women.
was at a
and that's something we really
level.
have learned from doing our paranormal investigations. Would you agree?
Yes.
And especially with Amanda doing her cross-referencing and her research that she does. She, you know, they was on a much higher level than what we were. Now we've got equal rights and blah blah blah, but you know, it was acceptable to have a male wizard. You were, you know, I am thinking of Sword in the Stone. That is the only film that's actually coming in.
Merlin.
But Merlin goes back into the myths and legends. There are stories upon stories.
Oh, of course. So he must have been someone or something.